Hello pilots and welcome to Season 4 of Flight Academy, brought to you by Out of Arc Gaming. As always, my name is Phil. Full format rules and lists are in the description below, and you can see all the lists in the video linked in the top right hand corner of the screen now. But for this game, I am joined by...
James. I keep announcing my name and not having anything else to say, but I'm here.
I mean, I'm lucky. I've got what I'm going to say written down so I get it right. Otherwise, we'd go through so many takes of me doing the intro. It's unreal.
You never have to do second takes. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, I'm perfect. Every single time I'm perfect if I have it written down.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yes, welcome back, James. More B-Wings, more Republic. I think we're pretty much previewing all of the Republic ships to you in these three games. You've had the Eta 2s, the Delta 7s, and now the N1s.
It's interesting because they're all fairly similar play styles, really. They are the I don't want to be shot at, but I want to shoot at you kind of ships.
Yes, very much so.
I very much like the pairing of Anakin and Padmé, just from a theme point. I think that's very fun.
It is super cool, and I do absolutely love it. And also, I know that you now have a little bit more of an understanding about the N1, having flown.
Yeah, I've now flown it in our Mando game. If you want to go watch me learn how to fly a new ship.
I mean, what better way to learn than
that was jumping in the deep end. I have to say, I really like Andy's paint schemes on these as well.
It's just really subtle, but
as
really
much as I love that bright yellow of the Royal Naboo fighters.
Yeah.
These colours look good as well. Yeah,
they do look really good. And again, it's nice because it's easy to identify which is which.
Yeah, that's always good. I mean, I use the coloured bases, a different colour base for each of my ships when I fly a list.
I do a combination of that, and obviously I've got all the little stickers as well, which does sometimes.
Yeah, the stickers help, especially for us recording, because I can now look at it and go, oh, that one's Tennum, that one's Braylen. It's the Stress Boys. I think they are such a strong pairing.
And I think they are. I think those two together are two ships that make the B-Wings still a popular choice.
I think what's cool is that they both rely on stress, but they don't rely on each other.
Yeah, individually, you could fly one of them with other ships and it would be okay because they don't. It's not like they need someone to give them the stress, or it's if your friend is stressed, you can do this. It's I have the stress, I can do it. It's me.
They are 5 points each that you can just put in a rebel list and be like, that is a significantly dangerous thing I've now added to the team.
And their loadout, again, at the time of recording.
Yeah, that's just the ability, right? Like, look at these loadouts. Marksmanship, fire control, auto blasters, even the jamming beam can be annoying at times.
Yeah, it's just there as a just in case. I've got a range 3 shot, maybe I'll do a jamming beam because I've got initiative on you and can strip a token so that when you take your shot it's not as good. Brilliant. What more could you want with that, really? Especially with like these N1s who are going to have that evade. Maybe you can jamming beam that evade off, and your friend then has a really nice double.
I was thinking more like if you've got the initiative and you're shooting first, you could jam away their target locks, denying them the proton torpedoes, and then take a shot because they can double tap.
So they have to do their primary first.
Well, I guess if you're jamming away the target lock, it doesn't matter which order.
Yeah. But either way, I mean, if you can get rid of that target lock so that they're not going to be able to use their proton torps, that's fantastic. Or if you can get rid of their evade so that they are weaker for your next shot.
I just love the idea of using a 0-point upgrade, the jamming beam, to deny access to a 12-point proton torpedo.
Yeah, that is pretty.
Like when you think of it in terms of points, some of these interactions are like, wow, that's really efficient.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, there are some cards which are just so efficient. I think Fire Control System as a 2-point upgrade shouldn't be any more, but for 2 points it is still a really solid upgrade. Marksmanship, if you are a confident flyer and you can get that bullseye, Marksmanship is one of my favourite talents.
Yeah, it's interesting where various like upgrade slots kind of end up being, I guess, meta. Like Marksmanship is used a lot because it is only 2 points and it's not really competing with any super strong expensive ones, whereas Proton Torpedoes is the one you really want to have.
If you've got the points for it, Protons are very good. I think the next best in that sort of area is the Plasmas, if you know you're coming up against things with shields.
Yeah, if you take Plasmas and you don't have any shields on the opponent's team, you go, yeah, alright, well, I deny the range bonus, I guess.
Yeah, that's where it suddenly becomes okay. But
also,
yeah.
Andy also has the R3 Astromech on both of his ships.
It's
mentioned it in previous video.
Yeah,
very good for this format in particular.
Very efficient, and for Andy, doubly so with those Proton Torps, because if Conor does decide to jamming beam, he's still got another one.
Shoot a Proton Torp at 10 none. I guess I'll just shoot a Braylen instead with it.
Yeah, it is good. Padmé coming out all right there, only taking 1 damage. Did have to use her Elusive, but 10 num has lost 3 shields and is staring down an obstacle. So, does he clear? He does clear it.
Nice. And is that a rock? Yeah, it's a rock. Yes.
That is an asteroid. So instant damage, roll 4, but still able to take an action because he cleared it.
Yeah, that's still a weird change for me. I'm not used to that.
Yeah. It's the only one that you can still take an action.
I guess the other interesting thing about this format is that the obstacles were all preset. 2 rocks, 1 cloud, 1 debris. Because if Conor was bringing his own obstacles, he'd bring all debris for the stress.
Oh, yeah. But we preset it again, partly to speed the whole process up so that it was one less step that the players had to take, because we were doing 14 games a night.
Yeah,
in a 4-hour slot. So it was very much conveyor belt of games. We had 2 tables set up.
That is a bold move from Anakin.
Oh yeah. Not got his evade.
He could double barrel roll to get some distance.
He would have had to do the barrel roll first, though.
Oh, is that the timing on it? I've not used Little Annie yet.
Yeah, it's when you reveal your dial that you can barrel roll.
Ah, okay. Hey, before you reveal maneuver. Okay. I do like that is his ability, though.
Yeah.
It's my favourite part of this whole game is when they take stuff from the films and make it an ability. Like spinning, that's a good trick. Oh, he can do an extra barrel roll. Why not?
All credit to the designers, and I know those were FFG designers, but to the designers when they add little bits like that, even if it's just like the name on the pilot, like Finn, is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, and Padmé is the aggressive negotiator. Like that's fun.
Yeah, just things like that, and then some of the abilities again just really work. Like normal Darth Vader in the TIE Advance being able to spend the Force to do multiple actions. That just makes sense with a pilot of his caliber. And then you stick with the Commander who's super angry. Ooh, that's not a great shot. Fire control.
For what, range 1 shot?
Yeah.
Not the best.
And is gonna spend the force to not take damage?
I think so.
But
I feel like as good as fire control system is, and we were talking about it earlier, I feel like on that roll you just spend the entire lock, really.
he was hoping for.
Oh no, but then you can't double tap with it, can you?
He was hoping for this with auto blasters, which gets 2 through. Oh, elusive.
I always forget that you need the lock for the double tap on the B wings. That makes sense.
So that's
again added value to fire control.
Yeah. Another pilot that likes fire control system in a slightly different way is quick draw as well in the SF, because when she loses the shield, she then gets to do her fun double tappy shenanigans.
True.
And if she's still got that lock, she is very scary.
Now, I will be disappointed if at no point during this entire event Andy took a double lock with an Astromech and just went, "That little droid did it."
I can neither confirm nor deny whether he said that.
I just hope he did. Phantom Menace had some great quotes. I'm just thinking about it now.
I was actually talking to someone at work today about the Phantom Menace, saying that although it's a movie we do like to hate on a little bit, there are some fantastic parts in that movie. And it's one that I will happily go back and watch, because again, nostalgia for me, that was the first new Star Wars that came out when I was a kid. When I was showing my age here, but I was 9 when that came out. So, was it 97 that came out?
Was it 99?
Oh, okay, I was 11 when that came out. So, getting to see a brand new Star Wars movie in the cinema at 11 years old was just magical. It was just so good.
I do want them to do a Naboo pilot who just has no idea what is going on. Because Anakin flies into the middle of the fight, blows up the station, and then one of them is like, "Is that one of ours? Like, who did that?"
Yeah, that is quite... It's just weird. It's a fun scene, but again, I love it. And again, I love the N1 Starfighter.
I'm so glad they brought it back for Mando.
Yes. And again, we obviously had our Mando card variant. It'll be interesting to see if they actually release the Mando's N1 in a pack or something.
With how popular that show is, I imagine there's at least talks of something along those lines.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of has to be done, and plus that model will sell out quickly.
I suppose they didn't package it with that new Mandalorian scenario.
It's more of a store event kit than a scenario pack as standard.
Yeah, I guess looking at what's in there, that makes sense.
Yeah. Ooh. Long range Proton Torp from Bay into 10 num.
I mean, you re-roll.
Yeah, re-roll
both. Okay, going for full damage.
That's going to be 10 num down, because even with the range bonus, that's still... Oh, actually, no, sorry. He's got two hull, so he could do it.
Can't.
No, sorry, I remembered he doesn't get the range 3 bonus. Fool of a took. Yeah, that's 10 num down, but I 4-step, so we'll still get to shoot. What is the crit? It is console fire, so...
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, because you can't get a crit.
Always good to grab, just in case it is weapons failure.
Yes.
Especially when it's simultaneous fire.
Or blinded pilot.
Oh, yeah, and that one.
So... I think
that's...
Padmé. So that was...
Okay,
Padmé spending elusive. So all good.
And he did well to get elusive back so quickly.
These N1s can get it back fairly quickly, because with these, again, as you experienced, you've got that 3 move and you're like, oh, I want to do that to get the evade, but...
Yeah, it can be a bit of a trap of like, you're so focused on triggering the ability, you don't think, actually, it's better not to this turn.
Yeah, so sometimes you just want to do that red maneuver to disengage, get a bit of distance.
And in this case, get Elusive back.
Get Elusive back, and...
Actually, was that... Yeah, I think it was.
So that was Auto Blasters, but 10 num is down. Padmé is halved, so... Not a terrible place. Anakin also has lost both shields. Braylen is healthy as well, so he's in a fairly good position there.
He is. Also, Padmé has fired both Proton Torps, so any heavy munitions has to come from
Anakin, who is kind of facing the wrong way, but he could do his barrel roll and then Talon back round quite quickly.
Yeah, that barrel roll can be very helpful for repositioning.
And I think the angle that he is at the edge of the board, he should be able to fit that, but Andy
if not, you can always barrel roll and just do a regular turn.
I mean, he has been burned by trying to Talon too close to the board edge. Because he...
Right, and that's probably the thought that's going through his head now. Yeah.
Yeah, in an earlier game, he was relying on the barrel roll, and unfortunately, there was a Kirax in the way.
Oh, yeah, I think he is just playing it safe. Fair enough.
Yeah, good shout. You know what? Good choice. I like it. Nice reposition there. No shots from either player, but both Padmé and Anakin are in a solid place.
Anakin's got a lot of room to maneuver in. He's already got the lock, so potentially a fully modded Proton Torpedo. And he's managed to get Elusive back on both his ships.
Yeah. So great place for Andy to be in right now. He can really control what's going to happen.
But if he gets it wrong, Conor can quite easily blow one of these up.
If Conor can catch Padmé nicely with Braylen, he's got the lock there already. It could be quite painful. I would say if it was me, I would probably barrel roll to the ship
Not
right.
being shot at last turn meant Braylen is still stressed because can he use Braylen rerolls. Sorry,
Braylen rerolls. So he wouldn't have been able to spend it anyway. But
ducking behind the rock, that's a good idea. You know some Proton Torpedoes are coming your way.
Yeah, getting that rock cover is good.
And staying stressed. So
yeah. He's got rerolls galore. But let's see. That's a good roll.
That's good. Can keep the target lock for the next one and has the force.
Well,
and Proton to a crit, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't use the force, but it doesn't matter. He could use the focus.
Oh, sure, yeah, the focus. Yeah, well, he's going to get the force back anyway.
It's 2 at least, and I think the Braylen reroll. Nope, he actually got 2 evades there. So there are 2 pilots aboard. So
as good as you can hope for, but
yeah,
I guess maximum dice on both sides there.
Yeah. Another crit to contend with.
Could ping off another shield. Doesn't.
Nope, it's all good. Now he won't be able to double tap here. Well, he can with jamming beam if he really wanted to.
I guess, but
all it would do is strip that target lock because
it would force another action if Padmé wanted to reacquire the lock, I guess.
Yeah. Ooh. Forcing the elusive spend. So that's...
Elusive has been pretty good for Andy this game.
That's a crit, which is a console fire.
Oh, that needs to be fixed straight away, especially at 1 health.
Yeah. That's a dangerous position to be in. Conor can bring this back quite nicely. If that console fire isn't fixed and it takes Padmé out, he just needs 1 damage onto Anakin to get the half points.
I like this early barrel roll from Anakin, presumably then to keep enough distance to fire that other Proton. Oh, the bank. Okay, I was expecting a sharp turn.
Me too. I was expecting maybe like a hard
just to get a bit of a wider net. really, to try and catch the B-Wing.
Looks like
Padmé-
Padmé trying to escape.
Yeah, I mean, it clears the stress, spends an action to fix the crit, presumably.
Waiting to see if it flips over.
Always good to use those crit tokens, especially when it's something you know you need to fix.
Yes.
And I know it's because we're doing the recording, but those oversized ones really make you remember.
Yeah. And there we go.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
the crit flipped. I mean,
I
the
also
amount of
really
time...
appreciate Andy pulling the card into, like, specifically into the camera and being like, I am fixing it. Makes the commentary much easier to do.
One thing I will appreciate with Andy, he's aware when he's on the camera, and he does things that every time he does it so that it makes it clear, and I do very
That's
much
great.
appreciate it. We've had quite a few players recently that are brilliant for that, and I do thank them, A, for allowing me to record them or stream them, and B, for being very clear for both myself, yourself, and the viewers.
He hasn't removed the crit token yet, though.
No.
Oh well.
Ooh, is that 2 Ritz, I believe?
He didn't fire the other Proton?
I think... No, he didn't.
Interesting. I guess he didn't want to fire another one through a rock?
Possibly. Which is a shame, because that's only 1 of 8, so that could have been half points.
Yeah.
But this
But it's
is the
fine.
last shot.
And he's up on points, because he took out a whole B-Wing.
Yeah, and this is the last double tap of the game.
Well, no, it could actually tie up the game, actually, looking at the points.
It would tie up the game if you can get that final... That's going to tie up the game, because that... Yeah.
Oh.
That
Okay.
does tie up
Well,
the game.
fair enough. I mean, to be honest, they both flew well.
Yes. There was the right amount of aggression, but also, like, maneuverability. I really think they flew really well.
Yeah, I feel like a draw on points for that game is totally fair. I couldn't really say either player flew better than the others. Like, no one really made any mistakes.
Yeah. It was a nice set of flying.
Yeah.
Really well
done to
played by both players. So yeah, well done to both players. They get a point each for killing a ship. So you can't ask more than that, really.
True, it's not a draw with nothing happening.
Yeah, so well done to both players there. Really nice flying. James, thank you very much for joining us for that one.
You're welcome.
And guys, we still have more action to come, so please do like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.